Praise the Lord, everyone. Today let us learn one of the spiritual lessons from the book of Exodus in the Bible. Today our topic is about the lessons from burning bush. The burning bush is one of the most iconic scenes from the book of Exodus, and it holds many spiritual lessons that are still relevant to our lives today. This story recounts how Moses encountered God through a burning bush and received his call to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. From this encounter, we can learn important spiritual lessons about paying attention, humility, reverence, obedience, and trust in God's plan. The first lesson that we can learn from the burning bush is the importance of paying attention. Moses was tending to his flock when he noticed the strange sight of a bush that was burning but not consumed by the flames. Instead of simply ignoring it, he took the time to investigate and was rewarded with a profound encounter with God. Similarly, we need to be alert and attentive to the signs of God's presence in our lives. Sometimes, these signs may be subtle or unexpected, but if we are open to them, they can lead us to deeper levels of understanding and connection with God. The second lesson that we can learn from the burning bush is the importance of humility. When Moses encountered God, he was initially hesitant to accept the task of leading the Israelites out of Egypt. He felt unworthy and unqualified for such an important role. But God assured him that He would be with him every step of the way. This is a reminder that our own limitations should not hold us back from answering God's call. We may feel inadequate or unprepared, but if we approach our spiritual journey with humility and trust in God's guidance, we can accomplish great things. The third lesson that we can learn from the burning bush is the importance of reverence. When Moses realized that he was in the presence of God, he removed his shoes and approached the burning bush with a sense of awe and respect. This is a reminder that our relationship with God should be characterized by reverence and awe. While we can approach God with familiarity and intimacy, we should never forget that we are in the presence of the Almighty. This attitude of reverence can help us to cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude, humility, and awe in our spiritual lives. The fourth lesson that we can learn from the burning bush is the importance of obedience. After Moses received his call from God, he followed through on his instructions, even though they were difficult and challenging. He trusted in God's power and provision, and he was rewarded with the fulfillment of his mission. Similarly, we need to be obedient to God's call, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. We can trust that God will provide the strength and resources we need to accomplish what He has asked of us. The fifth lesson we can learn from the burning bush is the importance of trust in God's plan. When Moses received his call to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, he was faced with many challenges and obstacles. However, he trusted in God's plan and relied on God's strength and provision to guide him. This trust allowed him to overcome seemingly impossible situations, such as parting the Red Sea and leading the Israelites through the wilderness. Similarly, in our own spiritual journeys, we may face challenges and difficulties that seem insurmountable. But if we trust in God's plan for our lives and rely on His strength and provision, we can overcome these challenges and achieve what seems impossible. This trust in God's plan also requires us to surrender our own desires and will to His, and to trust that His plan for our lives is ultimately for our good and His glory. The story of the burning bush offers us a powerful reminder of God's presence in our lives and His call to us to live a life of purpose and meaning. By paying attention, cultivating humility, approaching God with reverence, and obeying His call, we can experience a deeper sense of connection and purpose in our relationship with God. And by trusting in God's plan, even in the midst of uncertainty and difficulty, we can find the strength and courage to overcome all obstacles and fulfill our calling in life. May we all be open to the signs of God's presence in our lives and willing to answer His call with faith and obedience. May God bless you.